standing. Raise your glass, water, wine, whatever you'd like. All right? I don't have one. To fellow Skulligs everywhere. Happiness. Good health. Friendship. Long life. Skal. Cheers.
It's my honor to introduce the Minister today of Tourism, Culture and Gaming, and somebody that knows that a strong tourism sector is built on great destinations, and especially those in Oakville, and especially those that might be gaming and culture. Our harbors and our Heritage Festival is something that we continue to support. And Minister, thank you for the Experience Ontario dollars for the Taste of Oakville. Thank you for supporting Curfest as well. We have the BIA Executive Director for Curfest. These dollars are so important to Oakville. They're so important to our community, and it's the work that you do every day to support local festivals and local communities and give us all a sense of pride of place. So thank you again, Minister. I want to, thank you. On behalf of the town of Oakville, on behalf of all the residents here, I want to thank you and Premier Ford for all the work you do here and for everything you're investing in our community. It is so appreciated, and from the hotel and visitor experience industry, it means so much to us. So ladies and gentlemen, no further ado, Minister Cho, thank you very much for coming.
Councillor, that's one of the best introductions I've ever had. I really appreciate that. It's a real honor to be here tonight. And you know what, Susan, it felt like 5 hours. It was more like an hour, 45 minutes to get here from Queen's Park. And I can't complain. Aiden over here did all of the driving. So he's the real hero of battling traffic, so thank you. I can't tell you how pleased I am to be here today. We have to acknowledge, of course, it's Stephen Crawford, Minister Stephen Crawford's riding, who is a real champion for Oakville and the region. Of course, Effie Triantafilopoulos, who is our parliamentary assistant at the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Gaming. You're in very good hands in Halton Region when it comes to protecting tourism here. So they couldn't be here tonight. Actually, Effie's right next door at the 100th anniversary of the Rotary Club. So if you want to go visit her, she's just literally across the street. You know what, I gotta tell you, I literally have, and I can leave the speech here because I don't think I'll read it, 38 pages prepared for me. Raise your hand if you want to hear 38 pages. It's more important today to talk about the importance of your industry. So to all of you, I see so many familiar faces, too many to mention or I'll miss somebody. Thank you for everything you do to drive the industry forward. Yes, it is a major economic driver, but it's so much more than that. And of course, in particular, I want to thank Susan Webb and the infamous Frank Vismag, who has invited me here this evening. Thank you so much for your support. I still think, Frank, you're way too young to be retired, so maybe a reconsideration on that part. But the Premier sends his regards. It's very great to be here today. Thank you. But there's one thing that we need to remember, that this fight that we're having right now is with one American. It is not with Americans. And all of this turmoil, all of this uncertainty has led to something that is, I think, pretty positive. And that is a groundswell of national pride, of understanding that where we come from matters, that we need to support our own home. I know anecdotally, I see more Canadian flags on front porches than I have ever seen. People are shopping local, celebrating our communities. They are embracing our collective identity. And when it comes to travel, they are looking in our own backyard for homegrown experiences. This is an interesting time, and it is a time that we have an opportunity to wrap around our flag, and tourism is going to be a sword in doing exactly that. There's a study from Leisure that reported nearly half, 48% of all Canadian travelers said that they were less likely to travel to the US this year compared to last year due to the rise in the geopolitical tensions. That's coupled by the fact that airlines like Air Canada say that domestically their flights are up, but to the United States, they're down nearly 40%. And it's an interesting phenomenon because these border crossings from the US and Canada, well, they've plummeted almost 1 million visits last month compared to March 2024. And a recent study from Destination Ontario said that 9 in 10 people in Ontario plan on visiting within our own borders within the next year. This is a big deal when you consider what that means for travel in this province. We have about 10 million American visitors that visit this province annually. That is not expected to change very much because 3 in 5 people from New Jersey, New York, Michigan, Illinois, and Ohio plan on traveling within Ontario in the next 12 months. That's a staggering statistic when you think about the American visitors not really tapering off, with the domestic visits expected to grow. This turns out to be what could be a banner year when it comes to tourism in our province. Americans have by and large not been discouraged to visit us, and that's why I don't love when we boo our national anthem during hockey games. If you want to boo anybody, boo the Ottawa Senators or boo the Montreal Canadiens. This is an amazing place to be, and what we are doing is making sure that we continue to advertise that. And so what I have, I guess, are 3 things that we need to keep doing, or 3 things that we are doing to make sure that we support the industry. Number 1, we are doing things like this. I'm speaking to a lot of individuals in the industry. The Premier says this all the time. Frank, you know this. You've probably heard him say it a million times. Politicians are not the experts, right? We are the conduit. We are the ones that are supposed to listen to the experts and put in place legislation that makes sense for you to operate freely and to be as prosperous and as successful as possible. There's no difference when it comes to the tourism industry, which is a massive economic driver. That's the goal. That's why we speak. That's why all of you, I will leave my contact information through Aiden. I encourage you to get a hold of me, and that's why events like this are hugely important, so that we get a sense of what is going on from the people who live this every single day. The second thing we are doing is supporting the tourism industry itself. Councillor, you mentioned the Experience Ontario program, which is $20 million in supports to fund over 350 festivals and events in local communities like Taste of Oakville and all throughout the province. Part of $200 million in overall supports for the tourism industry. So the financial resources must be there as well to support the industry. But there's something we're also doing this year that really isn't public yet. We are talking about a advertising program that we will be announcing very soon. And while I can't really talk about the details just yet, this is a program that will be an advertising initiative that will be introduced by Destination Ontario that is actually going to highlight the breadth and beauty of our province. What that means is that during hockey games, and what I hope is a long playoff run for the Maple Leafs, you will be seeing a series of advertisements that talk about our unity, that talk about our identity collectively as being Canadians and Ontarians. You'll see it on YouTube. during the commercial breaks. You'll see it on your social media. You'll see it on television. And I can't wait to share that with the industry, because this has been thought about for a very long time. It thoughtfully done with you in mind, the ones that are driving our economy forward, but also in a time of national crisis, saying we should all be collectively very proud to be Canadian dream. And this country is a beautiful opportunity for that. And I know many of you in this room, if not all of us in this room, at some point along that journey has a similar story to share, that this country can give you everything with hard work. It is a land of opportunity. But it is more than that, right? It's more than the possibility of just the economic success. We are so lucky to live here, right? You walk the streets of my neighborhood in North York, and you can get the best of Korean food, Afghan food, Indian food, you name it, Israeli food. It's a long list. I mean, a lot of people don't have that luxury to say that we can be truly diverse and accept each other for who we are and celebrate differences instead of seeing them as a weakness. That's not the case in many places around the world. Couple that with 4 seasons, with a landmass so big it fits 14 European countries. We have 2 time zones. We have 400,000 freshwater rivers and lakes. We have 20% of the world's fresh water. We have so much to offer in this province right here in our backyard. It fills me with immense pride to say that we have the privilege of getting to live in this country and in this great province of ours, and that's not lost on us. You know, in the coming weeks, you'll see that ad that I talk about brings out, hopefully, what we think we have captured that spirit of what it means to be Canadian. But I cannot understate what I'm about to say, and that is that you are truly the ones that are driving this industry forward, because it's way more than just economic development. It is everything that makes us Canadian and proud to live in this country. And organizations like Skal should be very proud that you are leading the charge in a moment where we say, when our existence is under threat, that we will never be the 51st state, that we are proud of who we are, and we are welcoming the world to enjoy that very privilege with us. Look, I want to stay for dinner. I just had a 7.5, my baby girl is 7.5 months old. We just had a baby girl. So it would be a life-limiting move if I didn't go home at some point. By the way, I want to thank you for the applause on having that baby, because at home I'm getting no applause at all. But truly and sincerely, please be a regular caller into us. We are listening to you. You are hugely important. I want to thank you for everything that you do. Congratulations to all the Skal Award recipients. And I hope that we can chat very soon how we can make sure that we keep going forward and drive tourism forward in this great country of ours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Minister Cho. So any one last paparazzi that needs a photo before he's gone?